Hi, I'm Patrick Doyle, and in the past, I used to create fake ghost videos as promotional teasers for my books. And when I posted these videos to the web, I used to get a lot of comments from people who believed that they were real. This is when I started Haunted Hoax, to show you the tricks used to create these fakes. Now, I'm the worst fisherman you'll ever meet, but when it comes to catching people who post fake ghost videos on the web, I catch whales and great whites every time out. Ooh, got something here. Ooh. It's an orb. It's red. That means it's angry. I know because I got this chart from the internet which tells me so. Look at that guy. What I'm about to show you are tricks similar to ones that have been seen on TV and popular online videos. And they're pretty convincing when attached to a spine-tingling ghost story, but easy to pull off with a spool of fishing line. That was the original video that I shot. For this recreation, I'm obviously in a different room, but this is the same curtain and it's set up the same way. In this one, I'll be using two cameras. This is the hoax camera. It will be filming what would be shown on the web. That back there is the camera of truth. It will be showing you everything that's happening beyond the frame of this camera and the hoaxer at work. So here's how I set it up.
Screw an eye screw into the wall below the end of the curtain rod farthest from you. Screw a second in at the other end of the rod. A third goes on the floor below that one. Take a large safety pin and attach it to the far side, inside edge of the curtain. Attach a second pin 2 or 3 feet in from the first. Then string 2 lengths of fishing line back through the eye screws and tie one to each of the pins. Now get behind the camera, hit record, and pull.
Again, that was one of my original videos, and I'm sure you've seen similar clips to it on the web or even on TV. And like the curtains, it's a really easy trick to pull off. But for this one, I'm going to be using rope instead of fishing line, because it's a little bit stronger, and it's going to be under the sheet, so the camera's never going to see it. So here's how it's set up.
Start by attaching 4 or 5 safety pins to the underside of the blanket or sheet, in the configuration of a hand. This adds a bit of reality to the pull. Screw an eye screw into the floor in line with the pins. Then loop the rope through the pins, run it under the sheets, down to the eye screw, back behind the camera where you'll hit record and pull.
So we got our hoax camera set up on the bed, and then we got our camera of truth shooting what I'm doing. So hit record, and let the hoax happen. That's all it is. And this could easily be done if I was laying in bed and I wanted the sheets to pull up off my feet. So let's see that again. That one video got more hits than all my others put together. And people actually believed that it was paranormal. But the first indication that it's faked is that the camera is pointing straight at the action. It's focused in on the chairs. The second is that there's no sound. And here's why. Fishing line makes a lot of noise when it's pulling something heavy. So if you're watching a video and there's no sound or the volume is turned down very low, be suspicious. Now here's how I set this trick up.
Screw an eye screw into the floor 12 to 18 inches behind each chair. Loop fishing line around the back two legs of the chairs. Then from each loop, run line back through the eye screws behind the camera and then hit record and pull.
But how would I pull off this trick in a place like the Edinburgh Vaults in Scotland, where the floors are solid stone? And I wanted a child spirit named Jake, who is said to haunt these tunnels, to move a teddy bear, or in this case, a penguin. Well, to pull off this ghostly adventure, I would just use a small piece of stirrer straw and attach it to the ground using tape or glue, instead of my eye screw, and just feed the fishing line through that, get behind the camera and give it a tug. As for those orbs you saw, I created those using my favorite off-camera orb maker, dryer sheets. You've asked for it, so here it is. The flashlight on the ground turning on all by itself. Now, this trick can easily be done with simple video editing tricks. But how do you pull it off in a single shot with people in the foreground? I got my little Gerber LED, and I've done just like they do on TV. I've unscrewed the back so if you touch it, it turns on. So I'm going to place it on the floor, and I'll show you what I got. So I've set my flashlight down here. Now we're going to ask the spirits, if they're in here, to turn it on for us. So if there's anyone in here with us, could you turn on that flashlight for us? See, I've loosened up the back a little bit, so all you have to do is touch the back and it'll turn on for us. Can you do that for us? Just touch the back. That was it. Can you do it again? Oh, it's like just faint. Look how faint it is. Wow. Is that you doing that? Can you keep that on for me? Check it out. Just turned it off while I went up for it. Air is definitely cooler around it. So that was it. And you have to admit, it looks pretty similar to what you've seen on TV. And I've pulled off this trick in the same way that I've pulled off all the other tricks I've shown you so far, with fishing line. It's attached to the back of the flashlight. So when I stepped behind the camera and gave it a little tug, the light turned on. It's that simple. Once again, think about what you're not seeing or not being shown on the videos you're watching. And remember, fishing line. And did it really happen? Did you just want it to happen? Or did someone make it happen? Until next time, happy haunting.